On day one of boot camp, everything changes.
We'll teach you how not to be scared.
These men and women leave their civilian lives behind, stepping into an entirely new environment where the welcome they receive isn't what you might call warm. We went inside the training programs of military branches and law enforcement agencies to find out what it takes to protect and serve. And it all starts on day one. We begin with the Navy, filmed in 2022, as a new group of future sailors arrive to begin boot camp. Boot camp begins with the night of arrival.
Let's go! Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Buses driving from O'Hare Airport bring about 100 new recruits to the recruit-in processing facility.
Let's go!
We want to put them in a stressful environment to show them that even though it might be stressful for them, they can get through it.
You're moving too slow!
And then it kind of like sets the tone for the rest of training.
What the are you looking at, guy? Where did I tell you to look? Where? Where did I tell you to look? Welcome to Recruit Training Command. I'm Chief Walters. I'll be one of your facilitators this evening. When I tell you to, you will remove your cell phone. You're going to call home, call your parents, call your recruiter, I don't care who, but you're going to let them know that you arrived here safely. You have 1 minute, go.
What up, man? Hey, I just made it in.
I don't have long to speak, but I just want to tell you that I made it safely, but I'm okay.
You got 45 seconds, hurry up!
I'll get through it. I gotta go, Mom.
I called my mom. It was definitely emotional, though, because you kind of know that's the last time you're going to be able to contact your family for a little bit.
Love you very much. You guys have a good one. Bye.
You understand the words coming out of my mouth? Yeah. What are you saying yep to? It's yes, Chief. What is your problem, guy? What is your problem? Why are you moving so slow? You're on my time now, not your time. Hurry up!
It was brutal, I won't lie. It was a culture shock. You are learning pretty much how to be a new human.
You do not know what the you're supposed to be doing at any given time. You will stand at attention until told to do otherwise. At no point in time will you look a staff member in the eyes. That's rude and disrespectful, and that's the quickest way to piss us off. Is that understood? Yes, Chief. How about some motivation? Is that understood? Yes, Chief.
Recruits receive their ditty bags.
Hey, hurry up. Let's go. Get your socks off my table. Let's go.
Which hold their different uniforms, hygiene products, and basic items they'll need for boot camp.
Hurry up! Go, 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 go!
Recruits must provide urine samples to make sure they have no drugs in their systems. Those who can't immediately provide a sample are ordered to hydrate until they can. Although male and female recruits sleep in different compartments, some train in gender-integrated divisions. After being assigned to divisions, recruits wait to meet their recruit division commanders, or RDCs.
Get the up! Let's go!
Turn around, back the up!
Signified by their red shoulder cords, these RDCs will be with the division until they graduate from boot camp.
Did we say you could talk?
They want to be here to be sailors. So that's our job, to train them, to help them get there.
Why are we so slow? Hey, you? Isn't he taller than you? Yes, Chief. No, Chief. Aye, Chief.
We're not their friends. We're here to make them sailors.
Why are you looking at recruit? Do I owe you anything?
You want them to be uncomfortable, right? You want to get them out of their comfort zone. Boot camp is hard, but when you go out to the fleet, if you make a mistake, you're going to kill somebody, right? Now his lives are at stake. So we want them to understand that the bigger picture.
You will not run, you will walk. Get on the yellow footprints right now.
Aye, sir!
You will do what you're told to do, when you're told to do it, and without question. Do you understand?
Yes, sir!
On day one of boot camp, new recruits arrive at the receiving barracks, where they take their first steps toward becoming Marines by walking through these silver hatches, symbolizing the threshold between the outside world and Paris Island.
You walk through these silver hatches once and never again, do you understand?
Aye, sir!
Once inside, recruits are processed and assigned to their platoons.
Put it up! Yes, ma'am! I know you were told us to come with your hair down! Put it up in a bun. I'm ma'am!
After graduation, Marines commit to a minimum of 4 years of service.
Street Master! Aye, sir!
A Upon entering the Corps, an entry-level private will earn around $20,000 a year.
Sit down. Yes, sir.
Recruits are required to make a phone call to a family member or their recruiter to let them know they've arrived.
This is Recruit Hatcher. I've arrived safely at Paris Island. Please do not send any food or bulky items.
They're only allowed to read the script printed for them inside the phone bank.
I will contact you in 7 to 9 days by letter with my new address. Thank you for your support. Goodbye for now.
Yes, sir.
Get in the class.
Hey, sir!
Recruits are given 3 chances to get someone on the line.
Sir, my recruit is not answering, sir.
Call him again.
Not every recruit is able to make a connection.
If there is no answer, hang it up and close it.
Aye, sir.
But they won't have long to dwell on it. Before they get to Cape May, all incoming recruits report to the USO Lounge at the Philadelphia airport. It's where they spend their final moments before beginning their journeys as Coast Guardsmen.
Why am I doing this? I don't know, it sounded like a good opportunity.
My grandfather was in the Coast Guard.
My mom's whole side of the family was in the Navy, but I didn't really feel like the Navy was my calling, and the Coast Guard felt right.
I don't have a ton of money, man. I don't come from money, so I couldn't really afford school. So this kind of seemed like my only option to do this without accruing a large amount of debt. So
I'm most nervous about, honestly, just the yelling. Something you just don't get used to as a day-to-day life as a civilian. So
this is the last non-stressful meeting you're going to have for the next several weeks. It's a learning experience. Their teaching methods are just a tad different than what you're used to. They're going to walk into a world that's very different for them. It's going to be very intense, so that when they go out into the fleet, stations, and cutters, that they're ready to help and ready to perform.
The incoming recruits enjoy what little downtime they have left.
Get out of the hallway. Let's go.
Before they line up and head to the bus that will drive them to Cape May.
Okay, Coast Guard, tough 8 weeks ahead of you. What's the motto of the Coast Guard?
Semper Paratus.
I can't hear you!
Semper Paratus!
All right.
The motto of the Coast Guard is Semper Paratus. It means always ready. These new recruits have about 2 hours to get ready for what happens the second their bus ride is over.
Get on the train! Aye, aye, sir! Aye, aye, sir! Aye, aye, what? Aye, aye, sir! Hurry up!
Obviously, there's a shock and awe factor to it. Kind of everything goes haywire for a little bit. While we do need to instill that little bit of fear and sense of urgency in them that evening,
You're shorted! Yes, sir!
the main goal is get them in the building and get them processed and get the paperwork where it needs to go and get them in the rack.
Do it now! Aye, aye! Aye, sir!
The new recruits are issued uniforms.
Next in line. Come on this way.
And after a medical exam and standard vaccinations, the male recruits get a free haircut.
Attention on deck!
Before the company is officially formed, they're addressed by Captain Owen Gibbons, the commanding officer of Training Center Cape May.
I can make you the following 3 promises. Promise number 1, this will be hard. Do not be afraid of that. Change is difficult. But if you give us your all, we will prove to you that you can do more than you ever thought yourself capable of.
Yes, sir!
Promise number 2, I insist that you meet every single standard of this program in order to graduate, but we will assist you to meet those standards. Do you understand?
Yes, sir!
That assistance will not always be comforting, but it will develop in you the knowledge, skills, and abilities, the attitudes that you will need to leave here and immediately begin performing frontline Coast Guard missions in service to the American public. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir!
Promise number 3, you will be safe. Let me say that again. You will be safe. You'll train in an environment that is free from intimidation or discrimination based on your race, creed, color, gender, religion, or orientation. You will not be assaulted and you will not be harassed. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir!
You can do this. Every single person in this room is capable of completing this program. And the truth is that we need you to do this. All over our Coast Guard, there are units that are sailing short-handed. There are empty racks because those units are waiting for you to complete your training and to join them as they serve the American public. But the only question on our mind is, are you ready?
Yes, sir!
We're just about to find out.
We went inside U.S. Army basic training in early 2020, just before the COVID-19 pandemic, when new recruits experienced a traditional indoctrination known as the shark attack. But stay tuned to find out how boot camp has changed since then. On day one, new infantry recruits on a bus from the Atlanta airport arrive at the 30th AG Battalion headquarters, where all new recruits are received.
Listen up! You only got one to hear from you at this point. It's yes, drill sergeant, no drill sergeant. You understand? Yes, drill sergeant! When I tell you, you will pass your folders to the front!
The minimum age to enlist in the Army is 17, and the maximum age is 35. The base salary for an entry-level private is about $20,000 a year.
Let's go! 30 seconds! Hurry up, find your bag!
Once they're off the bus, the first order of business is establishing the code of conduct.
Because I promise you, if you don't pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, you're going to make your Army career very short. You treat everybody with dignity and respect, regardless of race, religion, color, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, and all other protected categories. Yes?
Yes, drill sergeant!
Sexual assault is any unwanted physical contact in a sexual nature. So if you put your hands on another individual and you're not instructed to, or you're not saving their life, and they file a sexual assault, and it comes down that you put your hands on this individual when you weren't supposed to, that is going to be on you. You will get kicked out of the military, and then you'll probably have to file as a registered sex offender. Do you understand?
Yes, drill sergeant!
Before they go inside, the new recruits learn some basic commands and standing positions.
Hut training time! Everyone look down at their toes. You should be able to fit a slice of pizza in between your toes. If you look around, they're gonna see you.
Cause you're taller than everyone else!
Quickly! Who wants to sit there?
Hey, move your feet! Grab one and go, it's all the same!
The recruits grab the snack that's waiting for them inside, consisting of a fruit cup, sunflower seeds, a granola bar, and a juice box.
Watch the video, remain silent!
Since 1775, the Army has been the bearer of our nation's strength in every crisis or conflict. Make no mistake about it, the journey you are embarking upon will not be easy. But you wouldn't be here if we didn't think you couldn't meet the challenge.
Listen up, your last 4-year social.
After being welcomed, recruits begin what's known as processing, which can take 1 to 2 weeks before their actual training begins.
In a little bit, we'll give you a period to go in a room by yourself.
First, they're given one last chance to discreetly dispose of prohibited contraband, like drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and inappropriate photographs.
If any photo you possess on your phone is less than a bathing suit, you will not have it. You will delete them all.
Recruits get rid of contraband in an amnesty room, where they dispose of it by throwing it down a metal chute.
Is anybody confused on what you can and cannot have?
The next morning, the recruits report to the barber shop, where one barber has worked at Fort Benning for almost 60 years.
I've been here ever since 1963. That's a long time. I should have been retired a long time ago, but I wake up in the morning now, I be wanting to come out here and go to work.
Recruits are issued uniforms. They receive a series of immunizations and vaccines, and get their official photo taken, along with myriad housekeeping details that fill up their 1 to 2 week stay in processing.
Hey, sit up straight.
That is, until processing ends. and the time for training finally arrives.
Let's go. Grab your bags and go.
We found a company of recruits about to begin training in the armor school.
Who's the bridle?
These recruits are about to be picked up and taken to their barracks, where they'll reside for the rest of their training.
Let's go. You guys are going to the front bus. Go.
This is the last chance for recruits to change their minds before training begins, like one recruit who decided to stay behind. This short bus ride from processing to their new barracks will be the most peaceful moments these recruits will experience for a while. What happens next is known as the shark attack.
Run! Run! At no time will you walk! You will run! Everyone you freaking go! Go! Run! Run! They say what? Get your bags up right now! Get your bags up! This way! You're a tough guy! Don't move! Do something! Do something! That's what I thought! Why are you still not understanding? He just said it!
Well, it's really just a little shock to the system so we can break them down to build them back up. We're breaking a lot of habits from the civilian world, and nothing better than a little shock to the system to establish that drill sergeant is in charge to let us start our training.
Pick up your bag and hold it!
The recruits spend much of the shark attack holding their heavy bags above their heads, which takes a physical toll.
Why is that so difficult? You can't pick that bag up. You decided to join the army and you can't pick that bag up. Right side bag, right side bag, right side bag.
After about 20 minutes, the intensity begins to subside, and the drill sergeant's tone changes
We only produce the best soldiers in the United States Army.
before training officially begins. We went back to Fort Benning, now known as Fort Moore, in 2022 to see how the Army got rid of the shark attack and replaced it with a new tradition known as the first 100 yards.
Go! Go! Let's go! Relax. Relax, man.
This is day one for new Army infantry soldiers.
Hey, if you're in formation, I should be the only one talking.
Their 22-week training begins with an event known as the first 100 yards,
Come on, Mark!
where different platoons compete in events that test them mentally and physically.
The entire intent behind it is that they understand that the Army is all about teamwork, winning matters, and it sets that tone for the rest of their 22-week cycle here at Fort Benning.
The winning platoon receives a reward, and the losers face consequences.
We need the pallet! We need the pallet!
It may seem intense, but it's markedly different from what day one used to look like.
Why are you switching back? Shut up! Shut the hell up! Why are you switching back?
In February of 2020, Insider got a look at what used to happen on day one,
Get your bags up!
an event known as the shark attack.
You're a tough guy! Don't move! Do something! Do something! That's what I thought!
An unofficial tradition born in the Vietnam era when soldiers were drafted to serve in the Army.
It was a very different Army. You had guys coming from prison, and the drill sergeants needed to assert that dominance.
Why are you moving? Why are you moving?
What we know now is that there's no reason to, put somebody through that.
Shut your mouth!
That's why we went away from the shark attack.
The Army officially replaced the shark attack in the fall of 2020.
Let's go! Get off! Let's go!
Insider returned to Fort Benning to see the first 100 yards in action.
Get your freaking big boy
As far as it being easier, that's not the case.
Straight to the front!
The physical stress is still there, the mental stress is still there,
We're not moving at the position of attention!
and the drill sergeants bring the intensity.
Yes, drill sergeant! Parade!
Divided into 4 platoons, the all-male Delta Company of the 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment forms up to begin the event.
Upon the completion of your training, you'll be inducted into the Brotherhood of the Infantry that has fought and defended our nation's freedom for the last 246 years.
Your mission: complete 4 collective tasks as quickly, accurately, and violently as possible.
Completing the mission by closing with and destroying the enemy during the last 100 yards yields victory.
In combat, there's no prize for second place. So today, only winning will be rewarded.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
We followed 2nd Platoon, signified by red jerseys.
Let's go, boys! Go! Let's go!
After a short run, the platoon encounters a mass of supplies arranged in a very specific way.
You 3, look! Remember how this is set up? Do you remember? You guys have 10 more seconds. Pay attention to how this is set up. It's going to pay dividends later, men.
With about 30 seconds to memorize the configuration of supplies, they'll be expected to recreate it later.
Everybody will carry something at least once, understood? Yes, let's go. Hey, let's go, man. Let's go. We got to move. Hey, man. Let's try.
The trainees have to move the supplies while avoiding obstacles on their path to the AO, or area of operations.
Hey, watch the line.
The scenario that we create for it is that you're conducting a resupply mission, but the goal is to get everybody to work together to accomplish that mission.
Hey, watch these trees! Watch the trees! Hey, watch this log! Just drop the gear!
Rearranging the supplies as they initially found them comes later, after a series of events that will give them plenty of time to forget.
Move it! 4 ranks! 4 ranks! How many of you guys actually read that study guide? Raise your hand.
The trainees are quizzed on facts included in a study guide issued to them upon arrival at Fort Benning.
Me and the commander will tally up total points, and that will be the winners of this next event. Who is your battalion command sergeant major and battalion commander? Talk it over, take your time. Do it right the first time so you don't do it again. The brigade commander, what's his name?
The brigade commander. And rank.
Just write something down. Let's go, man. Run! Run to the board! Run!
It gives you a little bit of insight for the drill sergeants as to what kind of guys you're going to have and maybe where you need to focus on as far as the development of the trainees.
First, where's your answers? You gotta, if you don't fight to the front, man, you ain't gonna be winners. All right, man, go to the backs of your ranks. Hurry up. There can only be one winner. For this event, it was 3rd Platoon. One, two, 3, 1.
For the losers, the consequence is what's known as corrective training.
It just reinforces that winning matters.
Stay with the count 3. Sound the fuck off 4. Your next task is to build a bunker. The dimensions for the bunker are going to be 5 wide in the front, 2 sandbags deep, and 3 sandbags tall. The team that builds this bunker to standard in the quickest amount of time will be the winners. Get ready! Go! Go! We gotta go! There should be more over there. Right over here, right over here! Hey, man, they're doing it that way. Let's go. What are you guys doing? Running out of time. Man, we're gonna eat. Come on.
Everybody's got to pull their weight. You know, just like when they get to their first unit of assignment, you got to pull your own weight.
Who thinks they won? Well, the winners are 4th Platoon! Yeah! Drill sergeant, give your platoons their rewards. The forward launch! The forward launch!
After 2 events without a win, 2nd Platoon doesn't have time to relax. Their next task is to resupply the bunker with the supplies they carried through the woods.
Build it exactly as you found it back at the road.
Nearly an hour has passed since they had 30 seconds to memorize how the gear was arranged.
Get ready, go! Boxes was 3 long, 4 high, 1 in the middle between the 2 on top. Work together. You're gonna mess it up. Work together. Communicate. 3 by 3.
It's just a mentally challenging event.
That was 3 long, right there.
3 long.
Test and assess the mental capabilities of these individuals under stress now, and then see how far they come 22 weeks from now.
It was 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 1. Let me do it.
How could that be applicable in combat?
It could be as small as you have to be able to remember where the closest piece of cover behind you was.
Just put something on top of it so it stays. Let's go.
Once you're put in the stressful environment, now you have to remember something from before and you have to act.
Like that. I'm putting in the effort, you better too. Every platoon has deficiencies. However, the closest platoon to being correct was 2nd platoon. All right, man. Keep that military bearing, all right? Now go back to parade rest. Drill sergeant, give your platoons their rewards. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, man, doesn't mean because we won this one, all right? You can be up here, but stay humble, all right? Yes, if we win this next one, we have a good chance of taking the whole thing and getting that reward. Do you guys want that reward? Yes, I promise you it was a pretty damn good one, all right? All right? Yes, Sergeant!
The final event simulates a medical evacuation where the trainees race to move all the sandbags to a finish line.
You will use the litters. 1 casualty is 6 sandbags. So you can only transport 6 sandbags at a time. What I want is 6 men, stage, ready to go, each time.
A win for 2nd Platoon would clinch an overall victory.
Go, 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 3, 4. Let's go, baby, let's go. Come on, 16!
But a costly stumble could ruin their chances.
Slow it down, let's go, let's go, let's go! Go, go.
Things looked bleak when 1st Platoon celebrated as though they'd won.
Form it up, go to parade rest. What platoon do you think did the best across all the events combined? I keep hearing 2nd Platoon, which is wild because points accumulated, they took 1st place. Hey, fix it, relax. So over the next 72 hours, every meal, they will be the 1st platoon to eat for the next 3 days. On top of that, they will also not come down here to clean up all the sandbags and everything later today. That'll be 1st, 3rd, and 4th platoon. That is their reward. Individual soldier discipline, military bearing, you understand? Yes, Sergeant. We're gonna win everything the whole cycle. You still stay humble, all right? Yes,
we want them to be motivated, absolutely. Motivated soldiers are better soldiers.
Stay humble while you're here.
But there also needs to be a humble aspect to a soldier. Humble but not passive, same as aggressive but not reckless. And that's what that drill sergeant's getting at is ensuring that military bearing's there and staying humble.
The first 100 yards concludes with a demonstration performed by active infantry soldiers.
This is what perfect looks like. Now you've got 22 weeks to work and develop yourself. You become that perfect infantryman, which is what they see.
Drill sergeants, take charge of your platoons. Man, your 22 weeks starts today. Yes, Drill Sergeant!
For future U.S. Border Patrol officers, Day One at the Academy is no less intense than what you might see inside a military boot camp. Before they get to Artesia, incoming trainees meet in El Paso and board a bus that takes them to the Academy.
I first decided to go to the Marines and gain some experience and eventually come into law enforcement.
I was in the Army. I had an urge to continue my career path. I just wanted something a little bit more different. So I did my research, and Border Patrol was pretty much up that alley to what I was looking for.
Well, it's a symbol of excellence, a symbol of pride that people are willing to defend the United States of America in a very thankless, dangerous job. So those type of people deserve respect, and I want to be one of those types of people.
Get on there! Let's go, sir! Hurry up, you! You better move yourself! A little bit! Stay sitting there walking around! How about you freaking sound off, sir? Sound off! Yes, sir! Sound off! Yes, sir!
For the next few hours, the new class will experience entry on duty,
Stop shaking already!
or EOD,
Get back here! Stop! Get back! What was that?
which forces trainees to follow basic commands under extreme psychological stress.
You had one step to take, and you decided to take a shortcut. Louder than me! Yes, sir! You're not louder than me yet! Yes, sir! How are you gonna arrest 20 people if you can't even speak loudly?
They're going to be put under stress, and there's a reason behind that.
Why? Why?
They have to be able to think, they have to be able to receive instruction, they have to be able to make decisions, and then they have to be able to execute those decisions or actions under stress.
You better get back over there with the rest of them! It's starting over! Hurry up!
I appreciate they're here, I understand the sacrifice, their commitment to duty. However,
Answer your voice!
you are now a Border Patrol trainee and you're going to start getting indoctrinated into our world and get prepared for this profession.
Why are you shaking? Why are you shaking?
He's scared. And that's what's going to happen when he gets to the field. He's going to be scared. He ain't making it to the field. Going to be scared, going to shake. You think that's going to look good? No, sir. You think the criminals are going to like that? No, They're going to look at you and go, I got him. He's mine. But we'll teach you. We'll teach you how not to be scared.
Back up.
The last I checked, sir, R does not come right before T and in between S. Am I wrong? Why are you staring at me? Huh? Aren't you an adult? Yes, sir. My 2-year-old can take responsibility, sir. Sir. Fix yourself. Go find the S's.
Active trainees are allowed to observe EOD, but when an officer caught a group of them laughing and joking, they were quickly corrected.
If that happens again, it will end. Shift! Day 0. Nothing's even started yet. No one's forcing you to be here. You're welcome to leave anytime you like. Are you looking for a way out? No, sir. The way out is on the bus. You just decided to look at me. I feel like you're ready to quit tonight. You ready, sir?
After this session, we learned that some instructors were addressed about using language that encouraged trainees to quit, even though it was part of the intended stress inoculation.
We're not trying to get people to quit. That's certainly not the intent. Our senior leadership historically and now has been supportive of the fact that, yes, absolutely, we need more agents out there on the line getting the job done, but that we don't need to lower our standards in order to accomplish that.
You better put that pen away, sir. You make me nervous with that pen. Like you want to stab me with it. Do you want to stab me right now, sir? Try it. See how far you get. Maybe you should wear your.
The new trainees are issued uniforms,
Get my face! Hurry up, you!
but the high stress levels endure.
Get over there where you belong! Fold the damn pants! Do they button or do they not button? No, sir! They're not running around you!
These periods of stress inoculation or intentional induction of that high stress levels, it goes up, it goes down.
Let's go, hurry up!
And these things subside.
There you go. Good teamwork. Exactly what I want to see.
Start working together! Help each other out!
Do the right thing when nobody's looking.
As the sun begins to set on EOD, the tone from the instructors has obviously started to change.
We will become brothers and sisters. Trust me when I'm telling you this. You will succeed if you listen to me.
Everybody's got to work together as a team.
Yes, sir.
You join the Border Patrol, that's part of a family. Start acting like you, start helping each other out.
The only way you people are going to make it through this academy is by helping each other out. But if you don't help and take care of your classmates, you won't make it and they won't make it. Do you understand? Yes, sir! None of y'all want to go home? No, sir! Then you better take care of each other.
We were on hand for the message that Academy Chief Daniel Harris delivered to the class on day 1 of their training.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, class. My name is Dan Harris, Jr., and I am the chief of this, the United States Border Patrol Academy. And there are a few things that I need to tell you that you need to hear directly from me. I promise you, you're going to have to take someone's freedom away. And you are going to get that right when you leave here. Let's hope you don't ever have to take someone's life away. But you're asking me to give you the authority to do both of those things. And let me be crystal clear. If you bring dishonor to the United States Border Patrol, if you bring dishonor to the uniform you are wearing, I'm going to fire you. Is that understood?
Yes, sir!
Every single class tells me that same thing. There are men and women out there on the street on patrol right now in the desert who need you as their backup. They need your help out there right now. I need you to graduate from this academy. But again, nothing will be given to you. I wish the best of luck to all of you, and the next time I talk to you will be day 112. I'll see you then. On your feet. All yours.
The Secret Service has a zero-fail mission. A zero-fail mission. What that means in layman's terms, ladies and gentlemen, is this. You don't get a bad day in the Secret Service. Somebody tell me in this room right now, what would happen if the Secret Service failed at its zero-fail mission? If one of us decided that we stayed out late the night before, we got up late, we let the wrong person get by us. Something happened to the President of the United States. Would it be business as usual that next day? Any ideas? Tell me what you think. Would there be any changes the next day after something happened to the President? What do you think would happen to other foreign militaries' postures around the world? What do you think would happen to the stock market here and abroad? How would it affect you? How would it affect your family members? What would happen to your family's 401ks and retirement plans? You think those things would plummet? You think there'd be worldwide panic and anxiety? That's exactly what would happen. Times 10. That is now your responsibility. That is now the weight on your shoulders. That is what the responsibility you are accepting by taking this job and showing up here today. So I want you to take this moment and say to yourself, am I ready for that level of responsibility? Is that what I want to do? You've earned this seat. We've congratulated you. Now you have to earn it every single day.
You okay, man?
Mother.
Hey, put the bat down. Drop the bat. Police, drop the bat.
I want you to take all the notions that you have about what we do in the Secret Service that you've seen on the movies and on TV shows, and I want you to throw it out the window.
This is Secret Service Boot Camp. Before they join the Secret Service, all recruits have to graduate from the agency's 6-month training program. Training happens here at the James J. Rowley Training Center in Laurel, Maryland, located about 20 miles north of Washington.
Welcome to the James J. Rowley United States Secret Service Training Center.
On day 1, a new class of recruits arrives at the academy.
Have a seat. Every one of you sitting here right now, there was about 100 other applicants that tried to get the seat that you have earned. How did you earn that seat? You earned that seat by getting through our very, very difficult and in-depth vetting process. And you should be congratulated. And I hope you celebrated, because the celebration time is over. Now's the time for business. Everybody clear on that?
Every summer, a select few arrive at one of the nation's prestigious military service academies for a much different education than what their peers get at traditional universities. This is what happens inside West Point on day 1.
Ready?
On a scorching Monday in July, over 1,200 cadet candidates arrive at the U.S. Military Academy for Reception Day. Also known as our day, it marks the beginning of their time at West Point.
All day long, the new cadets will do a transformation from their civilian status and at the end of the day, take their oath to serve our nation in the Army.
Why did you decide to come to West Point?
Both my brothers went here, and it's a great school, and I wanted to join the Army afterwards, so there's no better school to do that.
All of my uncles, they served in the Army,
and they're telling me that all about the school, how great, and all the leaders that came from it, so I just want to follow in their footsteps.
As ordered by then-President Thomas Jefferson, the Academy was established in 1802.
West Point is located about 50 miles north of New York City. It's in the Hudson Highlands. It's called West Point because it's located on the western point of the Hudson River where it bends. George Washington recognized this as a strategic point of interest because the British had to tack as they came through the Hudson River. It's the longest continuously garrisoned military installation in the United States.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to the United States Military Academy at West Point.
After a short orientation, the cadet candidates have 60 seconds to say goodbye to their families. For the next 6 weeks, contact with family members, if any, is extremely limited. Once they leave Eisenhower Hall, the cadet candidates are now called new cadets.
New cadets, move! Let's go! Up to the tape!
Yo, move along the wall. Am I understood?
Yes, sir. Think you're special. Look straight forward. Go.
In 2018, to be accepted at West Point, you must be a United States citizen, in good physical condition, pass a medical exam to be able to be commissioned in the Army, and have high academic achievement.
Tuition at West Point is free, but the cadets commit to years of service after graduation.
After their 4 years at West Point, they've committed to 5 years active duty in the Army with 3 years in the reserve component.
Hurry up, new cadets, get there.
The new cadets are issued physical training, or PT uniforms,
You cadet, you better close this gap!
along with a bag that holds everything they're allowed to carry for the next 6 weeks. Their next stop? The barber shop. Only the male new cadets are required to cut their hair. The female new cadets get to keep their locks.
Hi, how are you? Thinking about West Point? What do you think? Maybe? Your brother and sister here? Pretty exciting.
West Point started admitting women in 1976. Today, more than 20% of the cadets are female.
Over 24% of the class of 2022 are women.
Close that gap, new cadet, close that gap!
So we've seen a huge surge, not only in the interest in women applicants, but also the retention of women cadets.
The new cadets are assigned to companies, where they learn the basics of taking orders
You wait for all commands! Do not do things on your own initiative!
and marching in formation.
Right, new cadet!
We have upperclassmen from the junior and senior classes that are here leading the new cadets.
Let's go! Do you want your boots or not? They better be in the bag!
So this is a leadership laboratory, not only for our new cadets, but also for our upper class as they work on their leadership skills.
Everything the new cadets learn on our day culminates in the oath ceremony. Family members gather for one last look at the class of 2022 before basic training begins.
New cadets, raise your right hand and repeat after me.
One of the most common traits that I see of West Point applicants is they want to be part of a team that's bigger than themselves.
Those who complete the rigorous 6 weeks of basic training will be formally accepted into the Corps of Cadets.
long 6 weeks. I can tell you that. It's gonna be. I'll get through it, take it day by day, but I know it's gonna be long. It's gonna be hard, but I'm prepared for it.
I feel like it's gonna suck, but in the end, it's all worth it.
All of us know what to expect, really. We just go in there, you know, get yelled at a little bit, get on the bus, get yelled at some more.
I think it's gonna be fun. You know, everybody always talks about it's gonna be a miserable time, but I think if you embrace the suck, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna get through it.
On a sweltering Thursday in June, over 1,100 incoming freshmen, or plebes, arrive at the United States Naval Academy, where future officers prepare to be commissioned into the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps.
To be accepted in the United States Naval Academy, it's a very rigorous process. It's a very competitive process.
How are you?
We were there for Day One, known as Induction Day, or I-Day, which marks the beginning of their time at Annapolis.
I knew I wanted to serve my country, so I knew I wanted to join the military.
I just want to do something bigger than myself.
I'm just so proud of them. We have worked really long and hard for this moment, and we just feel like all the hard work pays off.
Good morning. Welcome aboard.
I-Day kicks off Plebe Summer, a challenging 6-week basic training program that all future midshipmen are required to complete.
It's a difficult program designed to be that way because what we're developing here, the leaders that we're developing, we expect to be enduring leaders.
Just over 7% of the more than 16,000 applicants were admitted to the academy. 26% of the incoming class is female.
It's pretty amazing to go in with my twin sister. We've always had a really special bond.
And 40% is represented by minorities.
This incoming class is probably one of our most diverse in recent years. We want everybody to be on the same even playing field so that we can build a common foundation for them to continue to grow upon.
Located just 32 miles from Baltimore, the academy is situated on the banks of the Chesapeake Bay. It was founded in 1845 by Secretary of the Navy George Bancroft.
Annapolis graduation and ship assignments for fleet duty go out to 384 new ensigns. So it's goodbye to midshipman days and into officerhood, then to the 7 seas, the call of duty for these new officers of a mighty fleet.
Good morning, big guy. What's your name? Matthew. Where are you from? Alabama.
Once inside Alumni Hall, the plebes follow a green line that takes them through 23 different processing stations.
Line up by your last name, permits report packet out.
The second station gives the plebes one last chance to discreetly dispose of any fake IDs, alcohol, or drugs. The plebes are breathalyzed and screened by medical personnel.
68. 1992 Olympic.
Female plebes have to take a pregnancy test.
Here you go. Thank you. Enjoy.
Each plebe is issued a 225-page book called Reef Points that introduces them to the Navy and the Naval Academy. Plebes are expected to memorize more than 1,000 facts in the book,
You're gonna love it.
which they'll be tested on throughout the summer. Before they get their uniforms, all plebes have to make one more stop, the barber shop.
There you go.
Male plebes shave their heads.
Oh my God.
Female plebes can wear their hair in a tight bun. Otherwise, it must be no longer than chin length. Then, it's time for the plebes to get their gear. After uniform issue, they transfer all of their belongings into a single bag.
So the first basic response, repeat after me, is sir, yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Sir, no, sir.
Sir, no, sir.
Before leaving Alumni Hall, they learn the Navy's basic customs and courtesies, including the proper way to salute. After that, the plebes head to their dorm at Bancroft Hall.
What's your company?
And assemble on an area known as Red Beach.
Charlie 5!
Charlie 5! Whoa, Charlie 5 down there!
What do you keep smirking for? You really think this is a game or something?
A select group of third-year midshipmen are known as detailers.
No running, just walk fast.
And are tasked with teaching proper protocol to the plebes.
Now study and know the entire chain of command. You understand me?
Sir, yes, sir.
And to correct them when necessary.
Your left hand, what do you think is wrong with it? That's right, I don't even have to tell you, right? Because you knew it was wrong. So then let it happen again. Don't shake your head.
These detailers have a genuine concern for every single one of these men and women coming into our class, because these are the members that are going to be part of our family come fall.
Tuck it in, get it away, sir, right, sir.
That's right, sir.
These are the ones that we're going to serve with in the future, and they want them to be the best that they can possibly be.
Tuition at Annapolis is free, but midshipmen commit to 5 years of active duty service after graduation. While at Annapolis, midshipmen receive a salary of $1,087 per month. After graduation, the money they save will be waiting for them. Family members gather for one last look at the class of 2023 before plebe summer begins. Everything the plebes learn on I-Day culminates in the oath ceremony held in Tecumseh Court.
Class of 2023, please rise. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duty of the office upon which you are about to enter? So help you God.
After taking the oath, the plebes get 45 minutes to spend with their families. And to eat, since this is the last meal they'll get that isn't cooked in the Academy mess hall. After 45 minutes, the plebes have to say goodbye. The 1,100 new plebes march into Bancroft Hall. And when the doors close, their journey to becoming midshipmen officially begins. We visited the United States Coast Guard Academy in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. And this is what happens on day one.
What is that? Keep your eyes on the ball!
In July, 271 incoming freshmen, or swabs, arrived at the United States Coast Guard Academy, where future officers prepare to be commissioned into the U.S. Coast Guard.
Left, right.
It marked the beginning of Swab Summer, a challenging 7-week training program that all future cadets are required to complete. Only this year, amid the COVID-19 pandemic, things are very different, but training goes on.
We've never done this before. As the old adage goes, man plans, fate laughs. So we're making adjustments as necessary. We're charting uncharted waters right now.
This whole first squad, get back!
Sometimes you don't get to pick the situations you're in. Sometimes the situations pick you. This is their Swab Summer. This is their reality, and this is what they're working through.
After arriving at the academy, all swabs entered a 14-day restriction of movement period, or ROM, and got COVID-19 tests before their actual training could begin.
271 students, tested them twice in the 14 days that they've been on board, 0 positive tests. Every test has come back negative.
Look like you want to be here. Prom is finally over.
For the class of 2023, day 1 of Swab Summer was actually day 15, since their real training began after their 2-week quarantine. The day begins with a morning meal.
Get in line, get your food! Go!
But before they can eat, swabs are stopped by members of the cadre, a group of leaders comprised by juniors at the academy, assigned to instruct them during Swab Summer.
Do you want to take one guess as to what company I'm from?
Swabs are asked to identify different members of the cadre, which is easier said than done.
Yeah, you're gonna find out right now!
You're a male! I'm a male!
Ramping up the stress helps those folks realize that they are in a different environment and they have to align with our values.
Oh my God!
They have to demonstrate to us that they respect the woman and man standing to their right and standing to their left, and the service and the nation that they're going to serve.
Get out of my face!
When you're performing the test, you will not be required to wear a mask.
After breakfast, the first order of business is the physical fitness exam, or PFE.
Test will begin in 5, 4, 3.
The 3-part test begins with push-ups.
Up, down. Up,
conducted at a cadence.
2, down.
It's all in your core.
Push-ups are followed by planks.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Pick your hand.
Let's go, Red!
Then a 1.5-mile run.
Let's go!
Let's
go!
Keep running! Push it, let's go! Yeah!
After the PFE, male swabs stop at the barber shop. And the barbers protect themselves with masks and additional personal protective equipment, and disinfect the chairs after each cut.
You need situational awareness, Swab Hop.
Aye, sir!
When somebody walks past you, you should be able to see them in the peripheral vision. If I'm over here and I'm walking, do you not notice that there's a blue blob at the bare minimum?
One of the most important pieces of equipment the swabs are issued is a little blue book known as the running light.
Keep studying!
Swabs are expected to memorize hundreds of facts found in the book and to be quizzed on them at any moment.
What is Article 6 of the Code of Conduct? Sir, Article 6 of the Code of Conduct is, I will never forget that I'm an American.
Everything that you need as a swab is right in that little book, and you can fit it in the back of your pocket. Sayings that you're supposed to practice. The ethos of the Coast Guard.
The Coast Guard ethos is, I am a Coast Guardsman.
It's just a knowledge book compressed so that you can sit there and read it and learn and develop yourself on your own time. It's a very important tool in Swab Summer.
Go! Move faster!
The swabs are issued uniforms,
I'm going to give you this one too.
including 3 pairs of shoes, boots, athletic shoes, and Sperry topsiders, or boat shoes, which come in handy very soon. part of SWAB Summer is focused on seamanship. Not every SWAB is a seasoned sailor, so they're all taught the basics of boating.
This is the boom, and this is the mast.
And they'll soon get underway on 13-foot sailboats used for training.
So when our young women and men graduate from the Coast Guard Academy, they will go out and begin service to the nation as officers in the United States Coast Guard. The vast majority of them will go to Coast Guard cutters, literally around the nation and around the globe. Some will go off to flight school and prepare to become pilots. Every single one of them has a job, and every single one of them will start serving day one.
The United States Coast Guard Academy sits on 103 acres along the banks of the Thames River in New London, Connecticut, about halfway between Boston and New York City.
It is the United States Coast Guard Academy, whose gates are open only to young men with sound bodies, stout hearts, and alert minds.
Tuition at the Academy is free, but the cadets commit to 5 years of active duty service after graduation. Cadets also receive a salary of $1,150 a month.
You literally got into the United States Coast Guard Academy. It's academic excellence and you don't know your right from your left. That is unacceptable.
The overall average of the appointed class was 3.7 GPA, so it's pretty high, and about 13% of the applicants received appointments.
The Academy began admitting female cadets in 1976. Today, about 36% of cadets at the Academy are female.
Yes, ma'am. Go, let's go.
And about 35% are underrepresented minorities. But the Academy recently came under scrutiny due to what the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General described in its report as a failure to properly address complaints of racial harassment that occurred between 2013 and 2018.
I was not here when those cases happened, but what I took away from that, it's a moment in time right now with the racial injustice and the awakening that we've had as a nation. We need to take action. We need to continue to move forward, not move on. I think the report came at an important time to inform us as a community. We are going to learn from it and we're going to move forward from it.
If you come out here and are not respectful and do not perform, we will find something to do with this time, aye?
Aye, sir. As SWAB Summer continues, not all SWABs will be tested for COVID-19 on a weekly basis. The Academy will instead pivot to a method known as surveillance testing, where smaller groups of SWABs and cadets are randomly tested.
We can't guarantee there'll be no COVID, and we know that there will be COVID, but what you want to do is put systems and structures in place to help reduce the likelihood that it'll be transmitted.
Aye, sir.
As these future officers start their careers in the Coast Guard, their journey begins differently than any class that's come before.
I think they're going to think of this and look back at it and say, and it was the challenging times, but we got past it and we did it together because we're stronger together. And I think they're going to look at it as a badge of honor.
Mild Thursday in June, more than 1,100 appointees arrived at the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, where future officers prepare to be commissioned into the U.S. Air Force and Space Force.
Good luck. Good luck, okay?
Insider was there for In-Processing Day, or I-Day, which marks day one of new cadets' time at the Academy.
Pretty much all of my family has been in the military. Both my mom and dad are Air Force veterans.
I'm not from a military family, so I have no idea what I'm going into. I'm just really excited.
When we drove up here, I was like, wow, this is actually real. It didn't really feel real until we got here and got dropped off.
I-Day kicks off the Air Force Academy's basic cadet training, a challenging 6-week program that all cadets are required to complete.
We're going to push them to their physical, emotional, and mental limits. We're going to find out where that line is, and then over time, deliberately and safely, we're going to push them further than they thought they could go.
Just under 10% of the more than 11,000 applicants were admitted to the Academy. 29% of this incoming class is female, and minorities make up 32%. Applicants must pass a physical fitness exam and receive a nomination from their congressional representative.
It's a very rigorous process. We look for candidates who have strong academic backgrounds, strong athletic backgrounds, but also have demonstrated leadership potential in their careers as students.
It hasn't hit me yet, but I think once we start getting into briefings and stuff and my parents are actually gone, I'm not gonna see them more, I'm probably gonna get hit pretty hard.
Xander. Yes, sir. You're on your own.
Once inside the athletic center, the appointees make their way through 7 different in-processing stations.
Congratulations, good luck.
Appointees are issued a copy of Contrails, a 192-page guidebook that contains important information about the Air Force and the Air Force Academy.
They are going to be required to, for the most part, memorize that book from cover to cover.
For the next step, you only need your proof of citizenship. Everything else you can put away.
The appointees have one final opportunity to discreetly dispose of any illegal drugs, weapons, or pornography.
The easiest way to get in trouble today is be on your cell phone, okay? Do not be that guy.
The appointees make their way to the cadet gym to take the oath of allegiance.
Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Located 70 miles south of Denver, the Academy is nestled into the foothills of the Rocky Mountains.
Sheltering the United States Air Force Academy.
Congress authorized the creation of the Academy in 1954.
We're out to develop motivated, dedicated, regular Air Force officers, all-round men who can handle themselves anywhere in the world and eventually in space.
Congratulations, you're now officially a basic cadet of the Air Force Academy. Have a great Air Force Academy Day.
This warm welcome won't last for long, because these new cadets are about to meet the cadre.
Close this gap! Close the gap!
A select group of upper-class cadets who run basic training.
Come on, don't look at the ground. It's not going anywhere.
They are my eyes and ears every single day, down to the individual basic cadet.
Put your bags down. Pick them back up.
They've been trained over the last several weeks as far as how to properly train the basics.
You will not be looking at the cadre. You will not be looking at the ground. Is that understood? Yes, sir.
So they know how to put pressure on them, and more importantly, they know how to hold them to standards that they themselves are held to.
It's row. Get on my freaking bus. Go, 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 go. You are now basic cadets. Welcome to the United States Air Force Academy.
It's here the cadets learn the 7 basic responses.
Yes, sir. No, sir. No excuse, sir.
Yes, sir. No, sir. No excuse, sir.
So the 7 basic responses, that's a tradition here at the United States Air Force Academy. And what that does is it ensures that they're responding correctly when we talk about customs and courtesies, which is expected throughout your entire Air Force career.
Have I made myself clear?
Yes, sir.
So they're expected to respond a certain way and say certain things, and that's the only thing that will be accepted by the cadre.
I will warn you now, if you are not willing to sacrifice your personal comfort, your safety, or your life for your country, stay on my bus. But basics, if you're ready to dedicate yourself towards something bigger than us all and to fight for the United States, then get off my bus! Move it! Move it, let's go!
That is that real, where the real shock and all happens.
Hurry up!
There's a lot of command voice, it's very loud, but there's a lot of kind of teaching going on at the moment, but also kind of demanding that they respond and that they listen. Kind of getting that first experience of what we expect from a person in the military.
When you exited that bus, you took the first step that every member of the long blue line has taken. Do not disappoint those that came before you.
The new cadets stand on gray footprints, which are used to teach them how to stand at the position of attention, and the cadre ensures that they learn quickly.
Andre! All out, make corrections!
I think initially the basics are probably pretty scared.
I can't hear you! Get louder!
They're probably not sure what to expect, so when they get that shock and they hear the yelling and screaming, they're probably a little thrown back.
The new cadets are also quizzed on the 7 basic responses that they learned on the bus.
Make sure your classmates can hear you! He's struggling over there!
The cadets then make their way up the core values ramp, which is easier said than done for some cadets.
Smart slides! Pink freaking slides! Look, I was a stupid basic, I know, but I made some smart decisions before I got here.
Upon arrival at Vandenberg Hall, the new cadets receive a colored hat signifying their graduation class, which they'll wear throughout their time at the academy.
After that, find your squadron aggressors, new Hellcats, left and right.
The cadets are then sorted into their squadrons before a stop at the barber shop. Male cadets must shave their heads. Female cadets' hair can't extend past their shoulder blades, and they must keep it in a ponytail, braid, or tight bun.
Form a line down this wall, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Move, let's go.
Then, it's time for equipment issue.
Grab your duffel bag, walk on around to the first window.
Cadets receive everything they'll need for basic training, including PT uniforms, bed linens, and a computer. Tuition at the Air Force Academy is free, but cadets commit to 5 years of active duty service after graduation. While at the academy, cadets receive a salary of about $1,200 per month.
Hurry up!
The new cadets pack all of their gear into their duffel bags and head to their dorm rooms to prepare for 6 challenging weeks of basic training.
I-Day starts their journey for 4 years into the rest of their lives. The change that we hope to see, and that we usually do see, is their change as leaders of character. People who are ready to live honorably, but also ready to lift others, lift their teammates, their wingmen to be their best possible selves. If we get that from our cadets as they leave and go on to serve our country, then we will consider ourselves successful.
Rising college students looking for a taste of military life don't have to attend one of the major service academies. They can also attend a senior military college like Virginia Military Institute.
You will not look at me! Scream, yes, Sergeant! Yes, Sergeant!
This
Louder! Yes, Corporal!
is Hell Week at Virginia Military Institute, the oldest public senior military college in the U.S. On a hot and humid Saturday in August, 496 new freshmen, or RATs, arrived at VMI to begin the first week of the RAT line. A challenging 6-month process they must complete before they officially enter the Corps of Cadets.
What is a rat? I believe it's described as the lowest, dirtiest thing on earth.
You will strain at all times. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Do you understand me? Yes, sir.
Since the 1850s, new cadets have been called rats and refer to each other as brother rats.
Brother rat. Brother rat.
Brother Rat! Brother Rat!
They drop the moniker after the rat line ends.
Brother Rat!
Golf company. All right. Excited? You ready? Yeah. Awesome. Let's grab your stuff.
On matriculation day, new rats are welcomed by cadets.
Welcome to the Virginia Military Institute and the Corps of Cadets.
And by VMI Superintendent Major General Cedric T. Wins.
So today your journey begins.
Wins, a VMI graduate, was appointed in April 2021 as the first black superintendent in the school's 182-year history. A milestone since VMI didn't racially integrate until 1968. the new rats say goodbye to their families before it's officially time for them to join the rat line.
It was a sad moment, but at the same time, it was a sense of excitement knowing that I have a new path ahead of me.
Let's go, company rats! Rolling!
March into barracks to officially meet their cadre. The group of upperclassmen charged with training and disciplining the new rats.
It was surreal. I was not expecting any of that. People are yelling, screaming, running around and everything. I didn't know what to do, what to think. I just felt so alone.
With all the rats inside, the barracks gates were locked, barring all visitors.
It was nerve-wracking, but at the same time awe-inspiring. That moment where you know, this is it.
The slow walk-in is like the intimidation factor. It's supposed to like intimidate the rats, and it's just to give the rats like a culture shock of where they are so that they understand what they're getting themselves into.
You will respect them, they will teach. You
After this not-so-warm welcome from the cadre, the rats' next stop is the barber shop. Female rats must wear their hair in a tight bun or ponytail and can't have it fall below the shoulder blades. Male rats have to shave their heads.
Why are you holding them?
So I can service them.
Hair longer than 8 inches is cut and donated to charity. VMI cadets are not obligated to serve in the armed forces after graduation. And tuition costs about $30,000 per year for Virginia residents and about $60,000 for out-of-state cadets.
Why come to VMI if you don't have a plan to serve?
A normal college, like the way I'm wired, I feel like I wouldn't be able to succeed as well as at a normal college. I think I need some discipline.
A common appeal of VMI is the alumni network, which includes politicians like Virginia Governor Ralph Northam.
I think the connections here will be useful.
So many opportunities, connections.
About half of cadets do not go on to serve in the military, yet they still chose this for their college experience.
The rat line, it's all mental. It's to put pressure so that you can be more mentally tough. Giving rats a very stressful environment shows them that you're at the bottom, you have to work your way to the top, and also you need to be able to like overcome pressure and like obstacles in your way.
Shut your mouth right now! Shut your mouth right now!
The rats form up outside, where they continue to get to know their cadre.
Shut that dog in the back, listen right now! Right now! Right now! You, right here! What? Don't talk back to me!
Shut up! Shut up!
That's how life is here. You just had to stand there, try not to do anything, try to be as invisible as possible.
But you don't want our lives here still! What's wrong with those who do?
Rats learn the VMI honor code, which they repeat over and over again.
Honor code! Get it! Cheat, steal! Keep going!
What's it like to be a female student at VMI?
So if I'm being completely honest, it's a little harder. You definitely have to be stronger as a female here because any sign of weakness, their excuse is, oh, they're a female. So there's a term here for female. It's called she'd. I think it's supposed to be like she cadet, something like that. I personally don't like the word. I don't let anyone around me say it because I take offense to it. Because even though there's some females here that take pride in it, like I'm not a female cadet. I'm just a cadet, and that's all I will be.
female cadets couldn't fully matriculate at VMI until 1997, after a Supreme Court decision forced the school's policy to change. And the culture of VMI continues to be scrutinized.
Systemic racism and sexism at Virginia Military Institute.
Tuesday, the Special Investigation Team released their findings in a 150-page report.
In June of 2021, a special investigation ordered by Governor Northam concluded that, quote, institutional racism and sexism are present, tolerated, and left unaddressed at VMI.
First, I would tell any parent or any prospective student that I'm a product of Virginia Military Institute. As the superintendent, I'm focused on doing what needs to be done to make sure that the Corps of Cadets understand that that type of behavior is inconsistent with the character of honor and honorable cadets, and we need to eliminate it from our ranks.
Since the investigation began, monuments touting VMI's ties to the Confederacy have since come down, including a statue of Confederate General and former VMI physics professor Stonewall Jackson.
What was your reaction to that report? How did that impact you when you found out about this news?
It was disheartening to hear that such a prestigious school had to deal with it, but at the same time, I wasn't deterred. Growing up, I've dealt with racism in so many different parts of my life that if there's some here, so be it. I won't let that hinder my personal aspirations.
With the companies formed, Hell Week officially begins.
Clean this room, now taking breaks. Hurry up. You're not. This one's have clothes in your wall locker.
They teach you how to wear your uniform properly, shine your brass, shine your shoes, fold your clothes.
Get this off the table, Rock Johnson. Respond! Dismiss between guys, Sergeant! Hurry up.
Pick it up.
For rats,
Don't leave a mess.
life is no less stressful in the dining hall, where they adhere to strict protocols during meals.
You bring your food to your mouth, not your mouth to your food. Do you understand me, rat bowls? When you get back to your room, fix your name tag.
You can get harassed anytime about literally anything.
Don't eat like a cowboy. You eat like a civilized person. Do you understand me?
The upperclassmen have basically free reign to yell at you for whatever they want to.
Open your mouth!
Yes, Corporal! They just learn how to be rats, learn the basics so that they can get through this semester and then halfway through the next.
Roll back! Get your fork back! Who am I? Who am I?
One of the basics rats learn during Hell Week is how to properly strain, which refers to the uncomfortable position they must take
Yes, Corporal!
whenever they're inside barracks for the duration of the rat line.
Yes, sir! Strain! Strain! Yes, sir!
Can you show me what the proper technique is?
And you put it back, and you just kind of like lean back at the waist.
Shoulders back, chin in, and then stick your forehead back as far as it can go.
Yes, sir.
Every class has certain privileges. Rats, their only privilege is to strain, and as you go up, you get more privileges.
Long-held rat line traditions like straining continue at VMI.
Yes, Corporal!
But the Institute has adjusted some training since the appointment of Superintendent Wins. Cadet cadre now participate in a leadership academy on professionalism, accountability, and appropriate behavior when dealing with new cadets.
Look at my face. Remember who I am.
And new measures for reporting incidents have been put in place.
We have what's called a Cadet Equity Association, and it's intended to deal with reports that might come about where an incident of racism or sexism has occurred.
Get outside! Come here! Come here!
Hell Week culminates the following Sunday with an event known as the Crucible, a series of physically challenging events, including a swim in a nearby river and a physical challenge where rats race each other to flip over large tires. But after lightning struck near post, the rats were ordered to return to barracks.
10! 9! 8! Sergeants!
With the rats safely back in their rooms, it appeared the Crucible would be cut short.
They told us to just clean our room, so we didn't really expect anything after that. We just thought the day was over.
But the cadre had different plans.
Get down on your faces! Push! Push! Get out of line, cheat still! Retard, no, she knew! Get out of line, cheat still! Retard,
Crucible events canceled by weather were replaced with what's known as a sweat party.
Let's go! Move on downtown! I don't like cheese still, but don't close the door!
We had a 5-round sweat party. Each round was 3 minutes long.
Arms up.
And it's just a high-intensity workout is the best way to put it.
Undercut, hey! Be my undercut! I can't not lie! Cheat, steal, nor tolerate those who do! Say it louder!
I wouldn't call it a pleasant experience, but I don't think it was supposed to be.
After 5 exhausting rounds, the sweat party was over.
Start clapping!
And so was Hell Week.
Brother Rat!
The first step of the Rat Line, the 6-month journey that the class of 2025 must complete before officially joining the Corps of Cadets.
Brother Rat! 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 Brother Rat!
Why are you smiling? What is funny? Heels on the line. Heels on the line. Heels on the line. Do not get that close to me. Heels on the line. Heels on the line. Go.
On a blistering Saturday in August, 759 new freshmen, or knobs, arrived at the Citadel in Charleston, South Carolina for Matriculation Day. A few weeks later, only 683 would remain. The atmosphere created by Citadel cadets is described as artificial stress.
Go, get out of my face.
And the tone is set immediately upon stepping into the barracks.
CWIT, write your CWIT. Find your name, find your name, find your name, find your name. Where is it, where is it, where is it?
But 76 students, about 10% of the knobs who show up on day one, won't be here for more than a few weeks before walking away from the school. Citadel freshmen are referred to as knobs because of the resemblance their freshly shaved heads share with a doorknob. It's one of the first steps on their journey toward joining the South Carolina Corps of Cadets at one of the nation's oldest military colleges. Matriculation Day kicks off a 7-month period known as Knob Year. A time filled with rigorous physical and mental challenges, finally ending with Recognition Day the following March, when the knobs officially become cadets.
The mission of the Citadel is to educate and develop cadets to become principal leaders.
Citadel cadets are not obligated to serve in the armed forces after graduation, and only about a third join the military ranks. So why do these young people choose this for their college experience?
Why did you choose the Citadel?
I chose the Citadel because I wanted to challenge myself. It will push me past what I thought were my limits.
I knew that if I went to a different school, I'd probably slack off and not do what I was supposed to do.
I really enjoy military and structure.
For some people, especially like myself, it's easier, if people are telling you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
My name is Hidefumi Matsuda. I'm from California.
So why are you at the Citadel?
So it's my dream to come to the East Coast for the college, and also I wanted to join the Army for a long time, so it was a great opportunity to come here.
And when that golf cart driver comes to pick you up, hand him that blue card, please.
So I saw your mom. What was it like saying goodbye to her?
We had just a frank goodbye, and my mom was like, "I'm worried about you, but you got it." And
Next! Come on, let's go!
Today, about 25% of Citadel cadets are from underrepresented groups, a percentage that's continued to grow since the school racially integrated in 1966. But as some of the school's characteristics appear to evolve, others remain rooted in its past, one the school itself acknowledges has deep ties to slavery and the Confederacy. This placard honoring the Confederate General Robert E. Lee remains in the barracks. A Confederate flag hangs in the Citadel's chapel, protected by South Carolina's Heritage Act despite protests from school officials and alumni. And for decades, the school has been scrutinized because of allegations of racism, sexism, and hazing.
Racism, misogyny, discrimination of any kind is completely incompatible with our core values of honor, duty, and respect.
And the sanction for hazing is expulsion.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
We went inside day one for the new NOB class.
Do you need water?
Sir, no, sir.
While the Citadel continues to wrestle with its past, we saw some cadets trying, in real time, to change its future.
Morning, ma'am. Welcome to the Citadel. Can I have your cadet recruit's ID, please? You'll be headed to 3rd Battalion. You can go right there and hang a right. Morning, sir. Welcome to the Citadel.
Each NOB is assigned to a company.
Delta Company.
And after checking in, they head to their new home, the barracks.
Hurry up, stop lollygagging. Don't take forever. Stop right here, face straight ahead. See that clerk over there? Yes, sir. You will say ma'am, yes ma'am, or ma'am, no ma'am when addressing her. Put your heels and toes together like this. Toes apart at 45-degree angle, as I was. You will go up to her and you will address her as ma'am, yes ma'am, or ma'am, no ma'am. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
When addressing a male cadet, you will say sir, yes sir, or so no sir. Do you understand?
Sir, yes, sir.
Go. Hurry up, walk faster.
They're met and instructed by upperclassmen like sophomore cadet John Morton, who only a year ago was just beginning his NOB year.
Are you glad you're on the other side of this after last year?
Absolutely, sir. It's a whole new experience and it feels really nice. It definitely opens your eyes up to more of how this place works. Stop right here in the center of the square. Let's go. Come on, move. Your stand, position of attention. Hands by your side, heels together, toes at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to send you that clerk right over there. You're going to do everything she tells you to do. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Go. It's a whole new experience, and it's definitely, I want to say better, but it's also more challenging because it has its own requirements to it and its own, trials.
Come on, hurry up. Let's go.
That is your key. Do not leave this table without it. Take a black pen, fill in the columns to the right of your name. Go.
Yes, sir. What is matriculation and what's happening here at the Citadel today?
So today the NOBs, or cadet recruits, are coming in for the very first time. They're getting checked in. They're moving all the things that they have up to their room, and it's basically just the introduction day to the system.
Button your polo up. What company are you?
Alpha, ma'am.
Ma'am, Alpha, ma'am. There's no two-word answers here anymore, all right? What company are you?
Delta Company, ma'am.
Ma'am, Delta, ma'am.
Ma'am, Delta, ma'am.
Go.
Yes, ma'am.
Showed up in slides. Put your heels together, 45-degree angle, right? What company are you?
They did not tell me.
Go back.
Showing up in slides is not.
No, you're supposed to show up in sneakers.
So, you were in their shoes last year.
Yep. I nobbed in Charlie Company, so.
What's it like being on this side?
It's interesting. It's very polarizing because I can exactly feel the exact same of dread that they had today, but now I'm on the opposing end causing that dread, if that makes sense. So.
Walk faster. What company are you?
Alpha.
Ma'am, Alpha, ma'am. You're not going to say one-word answers anymore. Are you all right?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Go. Nope. Will you ever get that close to me? Heels on the line.
You're like kind of the first or second person they see. Like, what's your sort of goal here with the way you talk to them and everything?
And intentionally, I mean, the school causes conditioned stress in a sense, so you want them to introduce them to that system already, and kind of we're introducing them to ma'am sandwiching, sir sandwiching, so that way they know how to correctly address the upperclassmen, and create a sense of how to walk in this battalion, how to do what to do. But heels on the line. What company are you?
B Company.
Bravo. Ma'am, bravo, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Go. But in a sense, we call it artificial stress, but I mean, they do feel real stress, but it's in a set environment, if that makes sense. So.
Look straight ahead. I'm going to send you that female clerk right over there. You'll say ma'am, yes ma'am, or ma'am, no ma'am when addressing her. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
For over 150 years, the Citadel was male only. Females weren't able to matriculate until 1995. The first female student, Shannon Faulkner, quit after only 1 week at the college, a decision that was openly celebrated by some male cadets. The first female cadet to graduate from the Citadel was Nancy Mace, who got her diploma in 1999. She now serves as a Republican congresswoman representing South Carolina.
Over there. Go. Move.
Today, about 13% of Citadel cadets are female.
You checked in at the wrong table, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Write 1460 in marker on the back of your hand.
As a female cadet, do you feel like this is a safe and inclusive place?
I do. When I was a NOB, my upperclassmen were extremely professional. If a certain situation felt like it needed specific attention, then maybe a female upperclassman was called over to deal with it or something like that. There's definitely a lot of training that goes on with the cadre and the leadership. Everyone should be treated equally, but at the same time, there's a whole lot of difference when it comes to the females and males and the fact that there's so much less of us. To me, you're a cadet. If I go to my female knobs and I tell them what I expect of them, exactly the same as the males, there's no question there that everyone's a cadet. If I were to change the standards, or if my leadership were to change the standards, we would only be making it worse. We would only be separating them more. So I try to stay away from that.
Sir, gas is recording.
Get back. Stop smiling. Stop it. Do you know where you're at, son? You're at the Citadel, at the Military College of South Carolina, the hardest military academy in the nation. You understand? No place for jokes. Find your name on this sheet. I do not have all day with you, Gaskins. Find it right now. Look through. Gaskins, find your name. 1418, find your name. Where is it? Sign right here. Get your pen. Sign right there. CWIT. Put your CWIT. Sign your name. Put AUG 12.
The Knobs report to their company's first sergeant.
Write it. Stop wondering, just write it.
Who confiscates their cell phones, gives them their room keys, and sends them on their way.
Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to that table over there. You can grab everything they issue you at that table. Then you're gonna go to your room, drop that off. Go to your car. Then from your car, what you're gonna do is go from your car up to your room, changing the Citadel PTs, and wait for further instruction. Do you understand?
Yes, First Sergeant.
Fly away. At this point, we're giving a certain amount of artificial stress to them, just so they can get that shock and awe factor. We'll get them in their rooms, get them to lunch. We'll have a rough day, but a good one.
You remember 2 years ago what it was like for you to be on the other side of the table?
It was terrifying. But I would not be the same person if it was not for this school. While this process can be tough and challenging and grueling, it's really necessary for these kids. I mean, I've seen people come through here who I thought would never make it, maybe at first glance, end up being the biggest studs in their company.
Don't look at me. Or glance in your eyes over here. What size robe?
Medium, sir.
Sir, medium, sir.
Whenever you're ready. I think that haircut actually might make you look better. Open this up.
That is disgusting.
Upperclassmen issue PT or physical training uniforms to the Knobs.
You can put this in there when you're ready.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, thank you, sir.
I'm not your friend. Do not say thank you to me. Excited for your haircut today?
Sir, yes, sir.
I sure am. Open that up.
Sir, yes, sir.
I think you might want to be a motivational speaker the way you freaking sound off. You motivate me. You forget your belt this morning?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Don't look at him.
Did I say grab it?
No, sir.
How about you grab it now? Sir, yes, sir, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Man, you got this figured out.
So, what kind of dynamic are you trying to create here?
Trying to introduce them to the system. You kind of you want to razzle them a little bit so they're under that stress now, so they actually can perform. And they're under a lot of stress. They actually have somewhat of a, they're still I guess, able to think a little bit. Where are you looking? They have no idea what's right, so just tell them what they're doing wrong, and hopefully they learn how to fix it.
To the Citadel, famed military college in Charleston, South Carolina, go sons of the South's first families. In this West Point of Dixie, the young gentleman is raised in the traditions of his forefathers.
According to the Citadel's own website, the college was founded in 1842 to defend the city of Charleston against a potential slave insurrection. Slaves, in fact, labored at the Citadel, where during the 19th century, some cadets and faculty members reportedly owned slaves as well. It's widely believed that the first shot in the American Civil War was fired by a Citadel graduate fighting for the South during the Battle of Fort Sumter in 1861. More than a century later, the first black cadet matriculated at the Citadel in 1966.
A former Citadel cadet has sued the school, hazing, beatings, and repeated trips to the hospital.
For decades, the school has been plagued by allegations of racism and hazing. In January of 2023, Charleston newspaper The Post and Courier published a story citing conversations with 36 current and former Citadel cadets and employees who described instances of cadets using the N-word and hanging racist effigies, along with a football coach who used the word monkey to describe a black player. According to the Citadel, about 7% of cadets identify as black, and about 18% identify as part of other underrepresented groups.
We're still working to get
the number of underrepresented students here where we want it. That number has increased significantly since I was a cadet.
You wear the ring.
I do.
The Citadel's Chief Inclusive Excellence Officer, Robert Pickering, graduated from the college in 1994. Would you say that the Citadel is an inclusive place?
I would say that it is, and I'm speaking from somebody who had that experience as a cadet and who's worked here for 28 years. I see that every year we're moving closer and closer to get to where we want to be in terms of inclusive excellence.
What was your experience as a black man at the Citadel in 1990? Through that lens?
Yes. So not many African American students on campus, so we were a close-knit group. We needed that bond. I was fortunate enough to grow up here in Charleston. My father told me who Charles Foster was, so I knew who the first African American graduate was when I was a cadet. And in my mind, I'd say, well, if Charles Foster can make it, coming here in 1966, I can definitely make it coming here in 1990. And having been here now for quite a while, I have the ability now to mentor and support students as they come through as well.
Battalion, receive the report.
Today, a new generation of black cadets serve as leaders in the Corps.
So being here as an African American student is just like any other cadet. It is a shock at first. I'm coming to a predominantly white school. But I think it is very, very important that we get more cadets on campus to expose our diversity. Don't think that, you're gonna come here and gonna get harassed or gonna get bothered with. Just about everybody here is, we're a family, or at least, we try to form those families and those bonds. There's always people here to support you.
Have a seat, somebody move your move, because I'll be standing up. Oh, yeah, you still do. That's like you never cut no hair before.
Go ahead, take a tape with your tape.
Keep going.
All
right, why'd you come here?
For a challenge, sir.
For a challenge. Okay, cool. Go through the door, go upstairs.
How'd you pull this gig?
I just got randomly selected, sir. Yep.
What are you doing exactly?
I'm just swiping the knobs heads down, and then as I do that, I sort of just ask them why they came here. Some knobs don't even know the reason why they come here. I kind of want to give them an opportunity to sort of tell me that, so they can sort of ask themselves that, and then they can reinforce that in their head, so they can continue on.
What are you using? What's in there?
Just sea breeze. Yeah. From what I remember, this kind of stings a little bit, so yeah. All right, go to the door, go upstairs. 日本語喋れますか？頭下げて。体全部動かして。360度。Keep going, keep going. 日本人。どのカンパニー？4つ目のカンパニー。英語ではFourth company. いや、デルタ。こっち？デルタ。じゃあ、行って階段登って。
Hey, what language were you speaking?
That was Japanese. I can speak a little bit of Japanese, so I just wanted to, show that there's sort of like cultural here. It's pretty cool. I kind of just guessed he was Japanese though, so yeah.
You think that probably gave him some comfort?
Definitely. I know I have a South Korean knob in my company, and I definitely feel like, there's Asian culture in the company. It's better to show them that, make them feel more at home, so definitely.
What did that mean to you to have someone speak to you in Japanese here at the Citadel?
Well, it kind of breaks my nerve because it's a familiar language that I speak with my family. I feel very safe and familiar.
So did that make you feel better?
Yes, sir.
Great. All right. Thank you so much for your time and good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Core values pop up.
Sir, the Citadel's core values are honor, duty, and respect. Sir.
Again.
Sir, the Citadel's core values are honor, duty, and respect. Sir.
According to the Citadel, Matsuda is no longer enrolled at the school, and it wouldn't offer any further explanation as to why he left. He's one of 76 knobs who showed up for matriculation day, but have since left.
Sometimes you may think you may want something or like something and then realize that it's just not your passion. Sometimes we feel like quitting. Everybody has those days, but the thing we like to refer to is our why. We want people to remember that why. Why did you come here? You came here for a reason and you are here for that. Remember that when you feel like you're going to quit, whether that be family, whether that be your future. Usually the people that don't tend to finish out, they just find their other passions in life.
Do you need socks?
Sir, no, sir.
You sure?
Sir, yes, sir.
Go to the corner of the room. Step up.
The Knobs head to the cadet store to pick up the different uniforms they'll need for the school year.
23 and a half, 7.5/8.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. You got me?
Sir, good afternoon.
Can you come here and step right here, please?
That's where we saw one upperclassman who was addressing the Knobs in a manner we had not yet seen.
How are you?
Sir, good, sir.
Are you sure?
Sir, yes, sir.
Is it hot?
Sir, yes, sir.
Do you need water?
Sir, no, sir.
How you doing?
Sir, this cadet's doing great, sir.
Great. I like your hair.
Thank you. Yes, yes, sir.
Oh my Lord, it's hot. Are you hot? Are you bald?
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, don't smile when you get in there. Yeah, you got hair all over your face.
You got more hair on your face than your head right now.
Permission to touch?
Sir, no, sir.
All right. You'll be okay, man. Get in there.
So you're being kind of particularly kind to them as they come in.
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
It's just who I am. I didn't have a good experience my knob year, so it's just like if I get to change the environment and climate, which is what we really learned during our preparation for this week, it'll help. It's the expectation that if I get hazed or if something happens, I'll walk 100 tours, which I did, is that the expectation is that I'm gonna do that to someone else, right? And so that's not who I am, that's not how I was raised, it's not what I grew up with, so it's just always gonna be kind and respectful to everybody, no matter what age they are. Like my best friend was a knob last year, and it's just unfair to me, you know?
Right. So are they about to have a tough few days?
Yes, sir. I'll be there for them.
For these Knobs, with matriculation day behind them, they've taken their first step in the grueling journey they must endure before officially joining the Corps of Cadets. At U.S. Army Air Assault School, the challenge begins on day 0, when students are met with an intense physical test that will determine if they have what it takes to begin the Army's 10 toughest days.
Good job.
This is day 0, a physically and mentally grueling test. It's the first challenge that students at the Sabalowski Air Assault School must overcome before beginning what's known as the Army's 10 toughest days.
Day 0 is kind of the gut check day. That's the first moment where we filter out who is prepared to be here and who wants to be here.
Students at the Air Assault School, located inside the Fort Campbell Army installation, train to insert themselves and equipment into combat using helicopters.
An Air Assault graduate is prepared to fight and win on any future battlefield.
But if students don't pass day 0, their time at Air Assault School is over before it officially begins.
Roster 4, Staff Sergeant Cobb, 2nd Brigade. 6-0, Sergeant Quintos.
The day starts before sunrise, when students form up to receive their roster numbers.
Let's go.
About 9,500 students enroll in Air Assault School every year, but only a little more than half end up graduating from the course. Insider followed 2 students to find out if they have what it takes to survive day 0 and move on to day 1 of Air Assault School.
My name is Megan Anderson Miller. I'm a military police officer. It's a requirement for us here at Fort Campbell to have air assault wings before we can take command of a platoon. But not only that, I'm motivated and I like the physical endurance.
I'm CW4 RJ McCurdy. I'm the Brigade Master Gunner for the Aviation Brigade here. So I'm 40, and I'm venturing to say, looking at the ranks of everyone around here, I'm probably the oldest one here. I wanted to come out to the air assault course to improve my skill set as a helicopter pilot.
All right, air assault, next items. 1 quart canteen with stencil tape affixed.
The student's first test is an early morning inspection of their gear.
Headlamp with fresh batteries installed. Execute.
They're given a list of 37 items they're expected to have in their rucksacks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, good.
If one single item is missing, they're automatically dropped.
It relates directly to what soldiers do in combat. If you're assigned a certain item of equipment that you need to carry and you don't have it, that's an operational failure for the entire unit.
17 students from this group were missing at least one item from their packing list and were dropped. The next test is a 2-mile run with an 18-minute time limit.
17 minutes! You got 1 minute! 57! Hurry up! 59! 18 minutes!
8 students from this group failed to cross the finish line on time. Those who passed moved on without them. But they don't have much time to rest before their next event. The obstacle course, with 9 events designed to test students' strength, agility, and confidence.
When it comes to this obstacle, the only thing that can touch these beams is your hands.
Instructors demonstrate how to negotiate each obstacle.
You cannot use any of the vertical beams to assist you.
And show students what they can and cannot do on the course.
Aerosol, we know it's warm. Stay loose, stay hydrated, be smart, be aware. Everyone's a safety, look out for each other.
2 of these obstacles are major obstacles, and students must pass both in order to complete Day 0. First up is the aptly named Tough One.
Aerosol on the left, go ahead.
It starts with a 3-meter rope climb, and then tests balance, along with upper and lower body strength, at a height of over 30 feet. Students wait in line with their backs to the obstacle, so they don't get a chance to observe other students' attempts.
I don't think a lot of people can climb the rope, so I would say that one would be their toughest one.
So over the past 2 months, if there was a rope, I go find it and I practice on it. I felt good going up it, but it was also a little bit of dumb luck that it was my very first thing where I had all my strength on my side.
I would promote others to work on their upper body strength to kind of be able to do that one to its fullest.
The second major obstacle is the 35-foot tall confidence climb. Students must climb up 10 wooden beams. As they ascend, the distance between each beam subtly increases before they climb over and begin their descent down the other side.
Use that black beam and then try to get that leg to swing over the top. They have those vertical beams on the side to hang on to. It makes it very easy to actually just climb onto the next one. But a lot of people, you could even see taller people that you think could just reach up, grab it, pull themselves to the next one, but they're scared of the height and they let it get to them mentally. There you go.
At this point in the day, the heat index had risen to 105 degrees, and it started to affect some of the students.
He's teetering that line.
A medic gave this student a packet of powdered electrolytes to mix with the water inside his canteen to increase hydration.
I like heights. I like being up high. So just being able to look beyond, and I just kind of suppress the fear, I guess. I don't really fear it though. I enjoy it.
Aerosol!
My height definitely helped. Like I said, I'm 6'3". Up that high, it was challenging, which is funny because I'm scared of heights being a pilot. But once you got over that top rung, on the way down, it felt good.
Obstacles like the confidence climb and tough one prepare students for what comes later in air assault training.
It builds their confidence at high elevation, so when it comes to phase 3, it's easier for them to rappel off of the tower, as well as when we get aircraft, they're a lot less scared and they're more confident in their ability to hold on to something if they need to, or climb down something if they need to.
With the 2 major obstacles out of the way, 7 minor obstacles are all that stand between these students and the end of Day 0. But if they fail 2 of these obstacles, they're out. Upper body strength is key when it comes to navigating the incline wall, which can be challenging for some students. But Miller conquered it with ease, as did McCurdy. In the low crawl, students keep a low profile to avoid touching the barbed wire above them. Flexibility is put to the test with the high step over, where they swing their legs over 10 horizontal beams of varying heights off the ground. On the 6 vault, students can only use their hands to vault themselves over the wooden beams. But for some students, it's not so easy.
I feel like I have really good upper body strength, and it kind of compensates for other things. Only thing that is a challenge for me, the belly over. That's the only thing.
The low belly over requires students to jump onto a horizontal beam, use their stomachs to catch themselves, and swing their legs forward onto the other side.
For people who are vertically challenged, I would say the low belly over is one of the biggest ones for them. You're looking at it and it's already at their eye level, and you gotta jump high enough to where it reaches under your rib cage to be able to flip over.
Miller was struggling.
I think it's just not pushing myself hard enough. I think I could push myself harder. I've seen people smaller than me go over it.
Students who fail their first attempt at an obstacle are given one more chance to complete it.
All right, Aerosol, you just can't miss another minor, all right?
This was Miller's first failed obstacle, which means she'll have no room for error on the rest of the course. McCurdy was also having trouble with a minor obstacle. On the swing stop jump, students must swing from a rope onto a wooden beam, using their core and upper body strength to establish balance.
Certainly would have helped to have a little bit more upper body strength to get up that rope a little bit more. I would say at that point on the obstacle course that I was not necessarily burnt out, but I was feeling it, especially with that older age. I actually passed it multiple times in my practice sessions, and I couldn't get up on that rung.
This was McCurdy's first failure, which meant that both he and Miller could not afford to fail the final obstacle, known as the Weaver.
After the rope swing, my spirit was hurt because I knew I was gonna be climbing up Mount Everest looking up at that Weaver.
As its name implies, students navigate the Weaver by dipping over and under a series of ascending and descending wooden beams.
It's pretty physically exhausting, and it'll leave some bruises if done properly.
But Miller handled it with ease.
I don't know what it is. I just tell myself, okay, just like when I was a kid, let's go play on the playground, and I get it done. It just happens.
McCurdy, on the other hand,
leading into this obstacle course, the only one that I didn't want to do was the Weaver. Yes. Something that everyone has told me about, that it does take a lot of strength, a lot of technique, and you're gonna get bruised. I was unsure as to whether or not I can do it, but I kept pushing.
There, stop!
It was a really good feeling getting off that damn thing.
By completing the Weaver, both McCurdy and Miller conquered the obstacle course and could finally catch their breath.
Overall, I thought it was a fun course. It was very challenging. I'm happy that I don't have to do it again though.
Feels good. Feels like a refresher. It's good to see everybody smiling and kind of build that camaraderie between all of us.
250 of the 292 students who arrived at the Sabalowski Air Assault School survived Day 0. They're given the rest of the day to refuel and rest, because they'll need their strength before the Army's 10 toughest days officially begin.
Fix yourself! Go find the S's! 156! Loadout! 155! 154! 153! Anybody else to see him?